What is up, Bray Gang? You guys already know what it is. It's your boy back at it again with another video. And today we're actually going to be doing something that we've done before. And this is actually a new installment to the series. Yes, this is a series that I am now doing on my channel. We're going to basically be reviewing different countries and stuff and 10 fun facts from each country. Last country we did was Serbia. Today's country, voted by you guys in the comment section, is going to be Croatia, as you guys can see from the title. So my friend actually just got back from Croatia a few weeks ago, and it was actually super cool, all the stories he was telling me and whatnot and everything. So I did a little digging and I kind of compiled a list of things that I thought were really interesting about Croatia based on my research, and I'm going to basically kind of list them off to you guys. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you smash that subscribe button and hit that like button for more videos like this. That lets me know that you want me to do more videos like this. Also, without further ado, before we get into this, comment down below what country you want me to do next, and we're going to go ahead and check this out. So, the first of the top 10 fun facts about Croatia. Croatia invented the necktie. However you may feel about the modern office noose, we have Croatia to thank for it. And it may very well be Croatia's most successful export, which is crazy to think, right? After all, it used to be called the cravat. And where did the word cravat come from? Croat. Basically, the origins of the necktie go all the way back to the 17th century when the Croatian mercenaries fought for the French in the 30 Years' War, bringing their distinctively knotted neckwear along with them. Now, from there it spread to other militaries of other countries and eventually into cubicles of the modern day offices and other fancy places. The knotting became distinctive enough that it simply became known as a tie. And here we are today, basically, with the little neckties and everything. So, but, you know, it's not all bad. It's not all bad. I mean, if it weren't for the Croatian soldiers popularizing the necktie, we might all still be stuck with the Spanish ruff. And we know how that looked, the big old poofy thing, you know what I'm saying? We owe you one, Croatia. We owe you one. Now, moving on to fun fact number 2. It's the home to the world's most beautiful sunset. And while that might be subjective, according to Alfred Hitchcock, the man certainly had a sense of the cinematically magnificent, and Zadar, the city he claimed it had to be the best. And during a visit in 1964, he filmed the sunset and made it world famous. Though the city itself also has its fair share of attractions, there's no doubt that the sunset will capture the attention as well. Now, is it official? No, I definitely just mentioned that it was very subjective, but there are plenty of pretty sunsets elsewhere, obviously. So, did Hitchcock travel to each and every point of the planet to determine what irrefutable evidence that this is the best sunset out there? Also, no, but it's pretty great anyway, and we have to give that to Croatia. I mean, it's definitely worth running from one end of the city to another to get a good photo in time. I mean, like most people have. So that's pretty much leads us into this next one, which is number 3. It is the home to King's Landing from Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones. Croatia is so amazing for this. So amazing for this. And it's crazy because you're probably far familiar with the Croatia that we've all seen from Game of Thrones, and you probably realize, I mean, and we have Game of Thrones to thank for that. I mean, though the show has taken viewers all over the world, season 2 and 3 showcase Croatia's most famous city at the walled east-side fortress of Dubrovnik. I'm pretty sure I pronounced that wrong, but Dubrovnik, I'm pretty sure Dubrovnik, which was chosen as King's Landing, which is crazy. Now, correct me in the comments down below if I pronounced that wrong, because I had a hard time enunciating that. But it just takes a brief stroll through Dubrovnik to see why. The stone buildings, medieval architecture, pedestrian streets, walled fortifications, and utter lack of modern day billboards could not have provided a more perfect setting for the capital of a fantasy kingdom. I mean, while other castle towns have been invaded with fancy hotels, Dubrovnik remains a time capsule to the far cooler era. And filming has since expanded to other Croatian cities, including Split, which is home to a Roman emperor's retirement palace. I mean, you've had a hard time finding a better place than Croatia for capturing medieval magnificence. I mean, it's going to be pretty hard. I mean, Croatia is pretty much the top of the list when it comes to this type of stuff. But and although we have a few CGI castles that were added into the background and a few different places and stuff, obviously for Game of Thrones, visiting Dubrovnik is every bit as good as everyone says. Now, incidentally, it wasn't always Croatia that was going to be the home for King's Landing. The first season actually placed King's Landing in Malta. Crazy, right? Now, fact number 4, which is going to be absolutely wild. Croatia has the highest number of UNESCO intangible goods any European country, and a tie with Spain. So UNESCO, basically, if you guys know what that is. Although UNESCO is best known for compiling a list of World Heritage sites, which tend to be architectural marvels of the worldwide renown, its intangible cultural heritage list collects the more ethereal of humanity's traditions, which everything from music, crafts, festivals, cuisine, and other customs considered for inclusion. Now, on a continent replete with cultural marvels of all countries, tied with Spain at 14 as of 2014, crafts such as lace making, gingerbread baking, and wooden toy carving stand alongside the festivals and singing traditions as part of Croatia's intangible cultural heritage, while France is sitting there with a measly 12. China's beating everyone though. I mean, it's China. It's sitting at 38. So the intangible cultural heritage list is relatively new, so it's quite likely that this situation may change, but I mean, it's an indication of Croatia's rich history, whose traditions are lesser known in the West than perhaps they deserve. So, check out the full UNESCO list, and it's probably likely to evolve in the future. Now, number 5 is pretty interesting because it's the home to the world's smallest town. Over Croatia's northwest, you'll find the quiet town of Hum. Yes, I said it. Hum. Almost like humming. A sleepy hamlet of cobblestone streets, and that's about it. And although you wouldn't expect such, bucolic, modesty to be the possession of a world record, Hum is officially the world's smallest town with a population that is varied between 17 and 23. That's pretty small. That's quite a swell by percentages, though. Residents have felt like their town was hitting the big time, man. The big time. And it certainly can't be described as an exciting place to visit, but quite sincerity, it's always a good time. I mean, literally, the town claims itself as holding the Guinness World Record for the world's smallest town, but it wasn't able to find this title in the Guinness World Records, basically, official site and stuff. So, I mean, if people can clarify on that, that'd be great. Now, number 6 is a very interesting fact as well, because it's the primary hub of the Dalmatians. The Dalmatians were created in Croatia. That is number 6. If you read about Croatia for a while, you'll eventually find out that its waterfront is known as the Dalmatian Coast. Yes, where the dog got its name. Now, thanks to the breed's worldwide renown, courtesy of 101 Dalmatians and movies, one might make the mistake of thinking that the coast is named after the dog, but the region has been known as Dalmatia since Roman Emperor times. Though most of the breeding of the dotted canine took place in England, where it was documented and popularized, starting in the 19th century, its origins have been officially recognized as Croatian based on illustrations and other references dating all the way back to the 17th century. Though it's been said the Dalmatians served as guard dogs or companions for the nomadic Croatian tribes, references before that day are rather spotty. So that leads us into our fun fact number 7, which is that Croatian money is named after a rodent, which is kind of weird to think of, right? Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as rodents go, it's pretty darn adorable. The Croatian currency is the kuna, which is the Croatian word for the marten, a ferret-like little bastard prized for its luxurious fur. Okay, now trappers traded the furs widely enough that it Much like the US dollar, it became nicknamed the buck. The furs practically became synonymous with the money itself. I mean, pretty much, right? So the kuna has only been the currency of Croatia since 1994, succeeding the Yugoslav dinar. After the breakup of Yugoslavia, and since, Croatia is taking steps to join the euro, and the euro is actually quite a bit of money. It's, you know, it's likely this fuzzy little guy won't be the term for Croatia currency forever. I mean, and the coins. So that's crazy. Now, fun fact number 8 is going to be pretty interesting as well. Their coins are also, you know, they're named after something interesting, but not necessarily a rodent. Try a lime tree. So it's rather unusual to name your money after a fuzzy little weasel like a critter, but Croatia went a step further and named its coins after a plant. The kuna is divided into 100 lipa or lipa, which is the Croatian name of the linden lime tree. Now, they've got a plant and animal kingdoms covered in their currency, and I wonder if they reference the stocks and bonds as prokaryotes or something. Anyways, so, and maybe the loans can be named after minerals of some sort. It wouldn't even be that much of a stretch, you know what I mean? Like, since shiny rocks have been used as currency since basically forever, right? But once again, this particular name may disappear, because if the euro spreads to Croatia, well, then I'm pretty sure you know what happens from that. Now, number 9 does not come as a surprise for many, but it comes as a surprise to me, because it makes a lot of inaccurate claims. Basically, Croatia apparently makes a lot of inaccurate claims. Now, it's not to take a shot at anybody, but here we go. So there's a number of lofty achievements out of Croatia, a little bit stated rather frequently in the Croatian sites related to tourism industry, which have plenty of reason to share Croatia's most interesting facts with prospective visitors. Unfortunately, plenty of them turned out to be somewhat inaccurate or just plain not true. Now, it's a little weird, and I'm pretty sure that plenty of other countries have done the same thing to kind of gas up their countries and whatnot, but they seem to show up over and over again in Croatia in particular. I mean, oh well, I mean, people like to kind of put their spotlight on the country, so I don't see a big problem with that, right? So I could have skipped this section altogether, but I kind of felt like we need to provide some clarification for some of these details. So among Croatia's not so accurate claims to fame, here are the following, and I'm sorry guys, I kind of had to do it. Some claim that the world's smallest cathedral is the Church of the Holy Cross at Neen, even though the Guinness World Record belongs to the cathedral in Missouri, which is kind of nuts, man. And the island of Hvar is said to be the home to the world's oldest public theater, dating back to 1612, which is just ridiculous considering that the other 3,000-year-old Greek theaters speckled all over the region, you know? Maybe they mean the oldest continuously operating theater. I mean, that makes a lot more sense, but it's generally not specified as such. So then there's also this other one. It's like numerous claims point to the world's hydroelectric power plant being, you know, Iskris near Shibnik. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, but if I didn't pronounce that right, please correct me in the comments down below. Dating back to 1895, even though the original power plant operating along Niagara Falls started producing electricity all the way back in 1875. Croatia is actually the home to the world's biggest truffle. And yes, it's actually official. The world record holding truffle was discovered by Giancarlo Zigante in 1999, or more accurately by his dog Diana. I mean, the nearly football-sized truffle weighed at least 1.31 kilograms, which is basically 2 pounds and 8 ounces, and was valued at about $5,000 at the time. Quite a hefty sum for what essentially is a mass global mold. But hey, truffles are pretty great, man. I mean, since then, the heavier truffles have been discovered and have sold for vastly greater sums of money. One sold in 2007 for $330,000 due to the inflation of higher demand. But the Croatian truffle still holds the title of the world's largest. I mean, it's kind of interesting because I'm pretty sure these truffles, man, oh my god, I'm pretty sure they're not edible. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this. This was pretty interesting as far as the facts that we've uncovered today from Croatia. If you guys want me to do your country next, all you have to do is comment down below. I'll do a little bit of digging and we will have a video on our hands. Thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully that was enough to get you guys to subscribe if you haven't already. But until the next time I see you guys again, take care. Love you guys, love your countries, and I love the Bray Gang. Peace.